pad jet skis and kind of how soppy you really are.
A very, very warm welcome. Our guest tonight is an extraordinary individual. He spent 3 years in the SAS. He broke his back during a parachute jump in southern Africa. He was told he would struggle to walk again. Yet at the age of 23, he became the youngest Briton to climb Everest and return safely. He holds many world records, including being the first to cross the Arctic in an inflatable boat and fly over Everest in a paraglider. He is a best-selling author, has written 10 books. He's a world-renowned TV presenter. His Emmy-nominated TV series Born Survivor, Bear Grylls, is screened to over 1 billion people in 150 countries worldwide, and recently became the #1 USA cable show. He's also the chief scout to 28 million scouts worldwide. He was awarded an honorary commission as a lieutenant commander in the Royal Navy and has been given an honorary doctorate by Harvard University. He's married to Shara, and they have 3 sons, Jesse, Marmaduke, and Huckleberry. The Sun newspaper described him as the first sex symbol of the post-apocalyptic age. And he got the USA women's vote for the next Indiana Jones. So please would you give a warm welcome to Bear Grylls. So Bear, it's great to see you. Got a fan club here.
Thanks. It's always scary and no pressure with an introduction. I sat backstage feeling suddenly quite inadequate and thinking, oh, I'm not really quite as butch as that.
But you're well, are you?
Yeah, brilliant. We've just finished filming. I got back filming last night. We were in, we did a program in the Rockies and then we did a desert island one in the jungles of Panama. So back-to-back ones are always hard work and quite tiring, so I've just kind of a bit pushed for that, but good. Nice to see my family. They're here. Sure. And my sister's birthday today, 21.
So now, Bear, last time you were here, you were just about to go to Antarctica to do some filming for charity. Tell us how you got on.
Well, that wasn't such a huge success in the sense that I broke my shoulder down there, and we were trying to do a big unclimbed peak down in the middle of the continent, and it was an expedition highlighting all the alternative energy stuff. So we were using bioethanol powered jet skis and kite skis and electric powered paragliders to get into the mountain. But I took a big fall and smashed my shoulder and had kind of 4 days in a tent with a packet of aspirin with a sort of bone sticking out in a very weird place. I'm feeling quite sorry for myself. So actually it was kind of what started off as the eco expedition turned into a very un-eco expedition with a sort of one-man Kazabak and a jumbo jet from Antarctica. So it wasn't quite as so that wasn't one of my best ones, but there we go. I'm mended and it's good now.
So how did Shara take the news?
Poor Sharon lives with loads of this sort of madness over the years, and I think she's kind of slowly grown a bit more used to it. But you know, I always kind of work on minimal information. I think with Shara, I think the less she knows. And you know, I kind of get home and she goes, "How was it?" And I go, "It's hot or cold," or you know, and we generally leave it at that, and then we're back into life. And I like that. It's kind of, you know, feels like that's work, and now I'm home with the boys and Shara, and that's that. I always say it's I love that Evel Knievel quote that says, "Bones heal and chicks love scars." So I come back with my broken shoulder, grinning from ear to ear, with slings and bones everywhere, and she just looks at me like I kind of grow up.
She was about to give birth to a 3rd son, Huckleberry.
Yeah.
So who's braver, you or her?
Oh, she was. I mean, we had Shara and Huckleberry at home. And I was kind of there armed with the toolbox and the spanner. But it was funny, so they send a midwife out. I mean, Shara's amazing, really. She did it with no pain relief. And after a while, she was in so much pain, I go, that's it, honey, I'm sorry. And I went through to the medicine cabinet. Got out everything, Sudocrem, that's no good. I eventually found a packet of aspirin. I said, honey, just take the aspirin. And she was going, no, I can't, it thins my blood and it's dangerous. So I thought, well, it's all right, I'm having aspirin. We had this midwife there, and it was like, Shara's in the middle of labour pains, and there's sort of a pause, and the midwife looks at me and goes, great fan of the programme. What is the hardest location to film in? I'm going, it's not, sorry, go, look, this is my time. So, but she's amazing. She is amazing. And, she kind of, I don't know how you did that. It was very cool. But yeah, Huckleberry's brilliant, and he's 9 months old now, and he's gorgeous. And we've got a sort of complete trio of 3 musketeers, and they're the great pride in my life, really.
Since we met a year ago, you've had a pretty adventurous year, but you also had a very high-profile year. You appeared on David Letterman, Jay Leno, Oprah, Zoo magazine voted you the 7th coolest man in Britain. You were above David Beckham anyway. And you were A in the A to Z of sexy men in People magazine. How do you deal with all this attention?
Awkwardly is probably the honest answer. I also take it all with a bucket of salt, and I think, you try not to believe the stuff that makes you out to be great, and you try not to let your confidence take a dive when they say bad things as well. And I think try and form your identity on other stuff, and my family are gorgeous, and they're a great kind of grounding influence always, and I think you kind of have to protect a little bit more. But yeah, I take it all with a big bucket of salt, is the truth.
How does Shara cope with the fact that you're only the 7th coolest man?
It was funny, I was in the bath the other day with all these bubbles and ducks and the boys, and Shara looked at me, she goes, God, if all these people can know how soppy you really are. So the reality is much less kind of butch and spectacular. So I'm wandering around in my pyjamas.
And of course, for anyone in your position has to cope not just with the good publicity, you also have to cope with the negative publicity. How do you deal with that?
I think you're always going to get the odd bit of that, and I think, certainly with TV, suddenly a show starts doing well somewhere, and you get the odd missile sent your way, and I think you just learn to take the rough with the smooth, and as I said, not kind of, not believe too much of either of it. But yeah, it is a part of a life in the media, I guess.
I know that your father was a great hero. What was it about your dad that inspired you so much?